Remember, today is Friday Fun Day. Like we didn't do it the last 3 days. I came out of here yesterday. Cindy, are you still there?
I am.
I came out of here yesterday. My side hurt. My ribs hurt from laughing. That Ricky, good. He gets me laughing.
He does.
It ain't me. It's Ricky. Gee whiz.
It's the two of you together.
Well, we're about ready to go live on this. Well, I'll wait till Ricky gets back. I don't know where he went. He just walked out the door. We're already late. Oh, there he is. You need a who? You need a what? Where are you going? Oh. Well, so we'll just go ahead and you want to get on the air first and sign on, or you want to go get it first? I mean, you want to go get the cream, or you want to sign on? We're on YouTube here, and we're on Facebook here. We're not on the radio yet. You want to go on the radio?
Let me go get the cream because I know you want some cream in your coffee.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and kill some time while Ricky's getting the cream, I guess, and we'll just play a song for your listening entertainment this morning. Let's see. What's out here that's good? Oh, let's play a little Sam Levine. Let's play a little Sam Levine this morning. This is a good one. I like Sam stuff.
I do too.
What's the name of your show coming up that you're going to put together? Night Moves or something?
I don't know what I'm going to call it yet.
Frank wants to do him a show. We're going to be firing up here in a minute as soon as Ricky gets back with the coffee creamer. We're still not on the radio yet, so people are not having to listen to us get coffee creamer. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday Fun Day. Glad you're checking in. Let's share and like and invite people. That's Sam Levine playing in the background. Man, what a player and what a wonderful guy. That's a song called For the Sake of the Coffee. You don't recognize it.
And Bubba's in Richmond this morning, right?
Bubba's in Richmond. He's up there cooking for Team Rubicon. And, man, they do a lot of good work, too. Coming up in the next hour, at our 10 o'clock hour, we're going to have a very special guest on board. We're going to be talking to CEO of Operation Troop Aid, Mark Woods. And right now, we're just going to keep inviting people. We got our coffee creamer, so now we can have a show.
Yeah, they're happy now. They're happy now.
Push the buttons, boy.
It's too late. I'm already inviting. I'm just digging listening to Sam. That's getting me started this morning. Well, you go through here and you think, I'll go through my Facebook thing and I think, no, don't believe I'll invite them. Anybody that's ever seen my Facebook page? Some of my friends. Gee whiz.
I found out the more of them that I've invited, the more of them that have showed up.
I know. That's why I'm doing it. I'm just acting crazy. You
Ain't
know
seen
me.
them
I
since.
invite everybody.
Ain't seen them since, but
Yeah. It's like I invited this one certain celebrity to come by our spot, and he dropped in while we're talking to Baird.
And that
Somebody
was
coming in on that with no background. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go live, shall we?
You ready, Cindy?
I'm ready.
All right.
So I'm hearing somebody's volume. Somebody's still on the air. Is it me or is it Ricky?
Mine went back
I'm
up.
hearing that too.
Okay.
I
It's
got
not
it.
me, though.
It's,
All right.
it's going.
It's gone. Here we go. You ready?
Thanks for waking up with us.
Good morning.
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Frank.
Ricky!
Good morning.
The Rocket.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say good morning to Pastor Bubba, wherever you are.
Help.
He's had plenty of time to get on.
Do what, Cindy?
I was saying, help, Pastor Bubba.
Somebody's here. I see shadows outside the door. Oh, come on in, Miss Audrey. We're getting on the air right now. Miss Audrey got a bag of vegetables.
She got a bag of everything.
I love Miss Audrey.
She came in here with a grocery bag.
Let me see.
Boy, the garden is just doing awesome here at the church. That garden is just on.
The pump must be working.
No, the Lord's been pumping. The Lord's been pumping.
Of course. Good morning, Audrey.
That pump's got a haint in it.
It sure does.
That pump's got a haint in it. Get over here on the camera. Let them see your gardening outfit. There's Miss Audrey.
That's Miss Audra.
Good morning.
God is good. He produced that bag of fruit and vegetables.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the garden back there is doing
Oh, my
wonderful.
God.
That's the
Hey,
prettiest garden.
it's Friday Fun Day. You want to sit in?
No.
Okay.
I have things to do today.
All right.
As much as I would love to. But
That's Audrey the garden lady right there. You see her. Give her a big howdy.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you.
Cindy,
How are you? Thank you for bringing the vegetable. We already have nuts. We didn't need. We just
Oh,
needed
wait.
the vegetables.
it's a
to go
nice
with it.
compliment. It's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said you already got enough. She said thanks for
Did
the
you hear that?
vegetables.
No comment.
Enjoy the vegetables.
That
Cindy,
was
Great
good,
day.
Cindy. That was good. What
Cindy-
you put in your coffee this morning?
Cindy had asked me, Cindy knows about some of the things that have been going on in my life. Cindy asked me to let everybody know that I've quit drinking
That's good.
30 years ago.
So I guess the statute has run out on that, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, and Monday morning when I was late getting on, you were talking about my drinking problem. And then you did clarify that I do drink water. It's water that I
Oh,
drink.
yeah, she does.
There you go.
Cindy's
Yeah.
good for 4 or 5
Hey, we
bottles a
want to
day.
say good morning, Swade Moyers. Remember
Swade the
snake?
Snake Man.
Yes,
Swade the
Snake
Snake
Man.
Truck Man. He went
Yes.
viral. He's a celebrity.
Oh my gosh!
Good
I
morning,
wonder how many-
Swade.
Yeah, how many views ended up?
It was in the bajillions the last time I saw it.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Swade.
He's liable to make YouTube's greatest hits just for having a serpent come right up out of his heat duct.
Why am I not getting this on my personal feed?
Well, you didn't share it to your personal feed, I guess.
Your phone is asleep.
Frank, you got to be smarter than the device. You want me to help you with it? Or?
Well, if I click share, invite friend, I don't want to click all these people because if I click it on my personal feed, it clicks them all automatically.
Let me see your phone. I'll help you out, brother. Let me see your phone.
Bless your heart.
Y'all talk about something while I do this.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about
I
that.
can tell you this: the weather this morning here in Virginia Beach is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit humid, not too bad,
Yeah.
but the temperature is probably 76,
Yeah, it's
78
yeah.
maybe.
What about it now?
Nice breeze when I walked out that front door.
How come you don't have smallest gifts on here to start with?
Tell you one thing, that
Well, that's
wind
what
was
it's
really
on right
strong
now.
this morning.
I mean, I clicked the smallest gifts when the thing went live.
I thought you were an admin on smallest gifts.
I don't know. Cindy might have fired me.
She probably did.
Did you fire him, Cindy?
No,
You didn't give him a pink slip?
no, I did not. Mark,
Oh, that's right. I'm on medical leave.
Yeah, he got on the daggone disabled veterans
Yeah, he
list.
got to get his pink slip.
Yeah, pulled my pink card. You know, on your
Oh,
afternoon
boy.
show that y'all do that one hat show, Mark.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we're not
get up
allowed
at-
to talk about that.
Well, I mean, this is easy. I'm gonna get up at one of my friends. He's one of them soccer referees.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get the red card, the yellow card, the green card from him. So Emily has something to throw up on you. Man, you're a red card.
Well, I'll
I
get
was
her
thinking
in a
about
twist,
that
and she'll throw.
yesterday.
Oh,
I'll get her
man.
in a twist, and she'll drop a card on me in a second.
She will.
Cindy, you don't have this advantage because you're not here. You have to just put up with what goes on. But Emily's got these safeguards, she calls them.
Yeah.
Are they index cards?
Yeah, she's got safeguards with words on them, like
She tell
like enough, move on.
that way she doesn't have to say it. She puts it right in front of him.
Well, and see, I'm your sister, so I'm like all of y'all's sisters, so those don't work with me. Y'all, no holes barred here.
Uh-oh,
Y'all do what
uh-oh.
you want to do.
Cindy will just get
No.
offline and start giving you a good cussing.
No, I will.
See, he put you on the table, don't he?
But you know what?
She wouldn't say
I was-
if she had a mouthful of it.
No, but
Hey,
if
start
you were in
inviting all them
Texas-
people. That'll give it a direct invite. That's
yeah,
how
I
you
was
get it.
just thinking,
Nice.
if y'all were in Texas, there would be food all over that table. And Mark, you can attest to that because you stayed with me. If I was there with my hospitality, you would have all kinds of food to eat. Not only coffee, I would be driving you crazy and saying, would you like some?
Yeah, you want
would
some of
like
this? You want some
more?"
of that? Here, you don't have enough of this. You don't have enough of that. Is your coffee okay? Is your coffee too hot? Is it here? Let me make you some new coffee. Let me boil you some eggs. Let me this and that and other. And then take you to lunch at the grocery store and feed you. Seriously. Go to the grocery store called Market Street and go over there and you go, it's like going to Farm Fresh. And you go through the bar and you get you know, they weigh it by the pound. I didn't know it was by the pound. I got here, mine was like $112. I thought it's just get all you want, you know.
I think it was a $25 salad.
Yeah, I went to Piccadilly. You know how you think you
Yeah,
ever been
yeah,
to
yeah.
Piccadilly and it's like cafeteria. Well, that's not buffet, you know. So I get down there and I thought I was gonna have a cosigner. I needed to see the finance officer get a line of credit, man.
Wow.
Oh, good morning.
Let's everybody text Bubba
But that
one
would,
time.
yeah, but that would look pretty good though on camera. Though, you know, we have all
Yeah.
this food sitting around here. We sitting here just munching and eating, and
I don't know.
oh man, that would be all right.
Man, let me plug a business that has no idea we're even on the air. I stopped down at Roosters on Hampton Boulevard because I felt shamed of myself for rolling Ricky out of the bed, to help me wake up the chickens. So I had a meeting to go to, but anyway, when I got done, I'm sitting there thinking I need to call Ricky, and I thought, you know what? Let me let the man sleep.
I was already up because I'm so used to him calling, so I'm sitting there waiting for him to call. He ain't even call.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, oh, I'm up now.
I was watching all those grenades going back and forth on
Don't
that
even
Facebook
you
this
can't
morning.
talk about it on this one. We can get into it in the afternoon. You can't talk about it on this one. Not on this show.
No, not this one.
Hey,
All I
you know,
can tell
there's-
you is this: is that spread a little sunshine every day. Spread a little sunshine all the way.
Something must be wrong this morning.
That's right.
Why?
Where's Matthew Dooley?
Yeah, where is Matt today?
We better do a wellness check.
Yeah, we sure better.
We better do a wellness check. Call Matthew and see what's happened to him. Maybe his internet's cut off, or his, you know.
Right.
Don't don't.
That's
no.
our welcoming committee, and
No.
he ain't here. He ain't with
Don't
Bubba in
get
Richmond, is he? He might be in Richmond with Bubba.
Who knows?
Shut up, Rick.
Here's Jeremy Calloway.
Can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another, doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love with what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always get in the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I like to say to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ooh, yeah. You gotta show some love, yeah, sunshine.
Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Show some
Things are
love.
gonna work out fine if you only will.
All God's children.
Shower the people you love with love.
Jesus said, "Oh, the greatest of these is love." Yeah.
I saw that.
Man, Calloway's, he sings it so smooth. I love that cut by Calloway's.
Yeah.
That's my favorite cut of that song, even though James Taylor wrote it and does it wonderfully. I like the way Jeremy does it. We had fun recording it.
Man, that guy's got an amazing voice.
It's
I
very
like the way-
smooth.
yeah.
It's smooth. His voice is smooth to listen to.
It's kind of got a jazz kind of feel to it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real nice.
Yeah, but
I love it too.
Jeremy's a hillbilly.
He's a really sweet guy.
He's a nice hillbilly, but he's a hillbilly.
You say he a nice hillbilly.
He's from suburban Owensboro, Kentucky. He don't live in the greater metropolitan. He don't live in metropolitan downtown Owensboro. He lives out near Beaver Dam or somewhere. Yeah.
Good morning,
That's like some of
Reeves,
those
Mom.
names. Some of those names of West Virginia towns where I grew up. I'd like to think of how many different names of like Fork. There's Clear Fork and Slab Fork and Marsh Fork and Salad Fork and Pitchfork.
Well, yeah.
There's a place called Lash Meat, West Virginia.
Lash meat.
Lash Meat. I'm telling you, ask Ben Dishner. There's a place called Lash Meat. He grew up close to Lash Meat.
Wow. Where did they get these names from?
They make them up.
Where do they
Good
get
morning,
that from?
Ron. Hey, man, say hello to Sandra for us this morning. Tell her we're thinking about her. Thinking about
yeah.
you too, buddy.
Yeah. My
Good
brother.
to see you.
All
Good
right.
to see you. Well, Cindy,
Yes.
let's hear about the saga of Cindy's air conditioning, and then we'll talk about the saga of the pastor's pump. What about? Let's hear.
Okay,
let's hear
yeah,
the air
let's hear about
conditioning
it.
saga.
Well, I really don't know. It just that we lost electricity to it or any connection to it yesterday, and it just stopped.
Wow.
Now you
So-
imagine buying a mansion
I didn't buy
And spending
mansion,
$3 or $4 million.
It's an old house. Yeah.
for your down payment.
Yeah. You say for your down
For your down payment.
Well, he got you on the table today, Cindy.
Cindy has a very nice, charming,
Older home.
older sort of upper middle class home.
Okay.
Nice house.
Okay. All right.
Not a mansion. But I still like to call it Hewlett Manor because she went out right after she bought that house. She went driving through like the parade of homes and all these $1 million, and I could feel her covetous button going up on the back of her neck when she looked at people got a home theater the size of her house. You know.
No.
It's like me. I had a house in Tennessee that the great room in it we could have had church in. Ask my kids. The house that we didn't have enough furniture to put in it. The house would echo. You'd be sitting in the den and hello. Yeah, I don't think I ever have seen all the bathrooms in it.
Wow.
Oh.
That was the I'll show you house after I got divorced.
Well, anyway.
I showed myself out there thinking, how in the world am I going to make this mortgage? I was never so happy to get rid of something. The only thing compared to that is get rid of an airplane or a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the happiest day in your life is to get a boat, and the second happiest day in your life is to get rid of the boat. Same with an RV. Let's check this out. So I thought I was really going to be stepping up in the world and making a lot of sense. So I get this 38-foot diesel pusher, beautiful luxury RV. I drove a thing to Nashville once. And took about 2 days. No, it's got an overkill for an engine, so it'll really fly. You have to hold it back. Took it to Nashville, and I thought, this is stupid. I've spent enough on fuel to get here. By the time I get back, I could have stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks just on fuel driving this stupid thing for the convenience of not having to unpack my clothes. And by the time I got here, I'm ready to get out of the stupid thing. So I checked into a hotel. Got a 38-foot house sitting out in front of the hotel.
And you in the hotel.
I checked in. So you know what I did? I did the good thing, and I pawned it off on Frank. Now he's the owner of it.
That's funny.
It is funny.
That is. You were talking about cities, or you were talking about the names of cities. So I Googled something. You know, Texas is a pretty large state. You would agree. And so I was looking at weird names for Texas, and I found this. I think this is hilarious. You need to be cheered up. Listen to these names in Texas or cities: Happy, Pep, Smiley, Paradise, Sweet Home, Comfort, Friendship. Listen to this. You want something to eat in Texas? Want something to eat? Listen to these names. I think this is great: Bacon, Noodle, Oatmeal, Turkey, Trout, Sugarland, Salty, Rice, and Sweetwater.
And Taco, Texas.
I know.
I'm going to Taco, Texas.
And listen to this.
Yeah,
why
they do.
travel to other
Those
cities?
hooks.
Why travel to other cities? Texas has them all. Listen to this: Atlanta, Buffalo, Detroit, Colorado City, Denver City, Klondike, Nevada, Memphis, Miami, Boston, Santa Fe, Tennessee, Reno. How about feel like traveling outside the country? Athens, Canadian, China, Dublin, Egypt, Ireland, Turkey, London, New London, Paris. How about that?
These are all places named
Yeah.
in Texas?
I mean,
Yeah, it's names of places.
And
In
we
Texas.
even have another planet.
They don't
Listen
know
to
where
this.
they
We even
are.
have another
Right.
planet, Venus. There's a Venus, Texas. How
See?
about that? Exhausted, there's an Energy, Texas.
So
Cold,
Roswell
there's
did
a
happen.
Blanket,
So
Texas. How
Roswell
about
did
that?
happen.
Well,
Every time I think about Star Trek, I think about how far ahead they were, because that was during the time when they just did blood tests and stuff like that. And
that was all
Yeah.
shot in Texas.
I know it was all shot in Texas, but I remember when Captain Kirk, he must have thought that Spock was on something, because he said, "Urinalysis, Mr. Spock." And he said,
You spent too much time in front of the TV.
You know, I am glad, speaking of the name Kirk, I'm glad there is a Captain Kirk, because I am married to a Captain Kirk.
Uh-oh.
And everyone always wants to call him Kurt.
"No, I call him Kirk."
K-U-R-T or something else, or C-U-R-T, or, we have a hard time with the Kirk.
Put my
So
clothes back
we'll
on before we
always just differentiate and tell him Captain Kirk.
I had
So
to
I'm
button
glad
up my
there
shirt
was a
before we
Star
get
Trek.
called out for indecency again. Ricky
Yep.
wore a wife beater in here and tore some people all out of the
Oh,
frame.
man.
And he was outside work, and we didn't even know we were going to do a show on 4th of July, so we dragged him up in here. "Sit down, Rick." Next thing you know, he's getting ridiculed and scorned.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I told him we ought to come in here and just do a show with no pants. Put the camera underneath so nobody.
Well, we do shoot
Well, you
pictures
wear those-
underneath.
We did see your pretty feet the other day.
Oh man, that was so
It's pretty
funny.
feet. We need to show that again today. It's Friday.
He's
I'll
got
put
the
it
shoes
on.
on today.
I got
You were
shoes
wearing-
on.
Oh, do you?
Oh, okay.
Somebody had on his short sleeve pants. You had on your short sleeve pants.
Oh my God,
so
that
Yeah,
we
he
can see your
does.
pretty feet.
it took.
Yeah.
That was so funny yesterday. That just blew me off the table.
Well,
You know, we're that old generation. We entertain easily. When we were kids, we only came back in the house to eat lunch. Mama would put
Yeah.
us outside.
That's right.
I mean, in the summertime, we were outside, and then we would come in to eat. We were outside and we played.
We learned how to use our imaginations and whatever we done.
oh my
We
goodness,
did.
yes.
You know,
I
we can use our brain.
I could take 3 boards of hammer and nails and build an airplane and go to China.
You doggone right, and build a boat to come back on.
Yeah, man. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times I bombed Tokyo Harbor.
In your backyard.
No, in Piney Creek, float a few bottles
Yeah.
and stuff, and get up on the cliff that hung over it, and just start bombing Tokyo Harbor. That's the truth.
Well, you got a toy.
Hey, I got to tell you a funny story about that very creek. So, back a few years ago, I go to the store and I buy myself an AR-15. Oops.
Uh-oh.
To all my friends. That's before I found myself. But I buy myself an AR-15, and I buy me about 1,000 rounds. Okay, it was cheap. So I go up on the hill behind the house where I was raised, and all that whole time down that was just what they call a dinky track, where the coal cars would run out of the mountains. I didn't know there was anybody living down there. So back up underneath this ridge, I had no idea. So I start firing that rifle like we always did. We sight our scopes in and everything. So I'm firing that rifle, and I'm rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, just as fast as you can pull the trigger. And I'll reload. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. So I decided to take a little break. And about 20 minutes after I stopped shooting, this guy come tearing in the yard. I mean, skidding sideways in an old station wagon, and he is cussing me with every breath coming out of that car. I've had him pinned down there for an hour. He's out there trying to hoe his garden. And I'm lobbing rounds right over his head, man. Bam, bam, bam. I'm shooting his garden. I had no idea. Here's a little song by me called Take Jesus Fishing.
Yeah, take
Think about
somebody
it.
fishing. Take somebody.
When you work as hard as I do, you just have to find some time for recreation. On Sundays I'd hook up my boat and head out on my own one-day vacation. Being out there on that water tends to satisfy my need for solitude and helps relieve my stressed condition. What's the harm in taking time to just enjoy a little Sunday fishing? Well, I was backing in my driveway with my boat that I had battened up so neatly. All at once the door flew open and my little boy came running out to greet me. He jumped up in my arms and with a purpose asked a question that I must admit invoked some admonition. He said, next week when the rest of us have gone to church, would you take Jesus fishing? Jesus loves you, Dad, I know, 'cause the preacher told me so. And in Sunday school we learned to take him everywhere we go. Something else we learned was true. They said that he likes fishing too. Yeah, we're probably gonna miss him, but next week when the rest of us have gone to church, would you take Jesus fishing? Well, I didn't have an answer for his question, and it made me start regretting how I had justified my
old childlike faith that I had once professed had just returned, and deep inside my heart I started wishing that someday pretty soon, if he could work it out, Jesus takes me fishing. Jesus loves me, this I know, 'cause the Bible tells me so. And I promise from now on, I'll take him everywhere I go. And something else I promise you, he really loves you too. I'm gonna make it my tradition to go to church on Sunday with my family, and then I'll take them fishing. Yeah, I'll go to church on Sunday with my family, and then we're going fishing. And there you have it.
Well, there you
That's a
have it.
great song.
It is. I like that.
It's fun. It was fun to write.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
fun to play, too.
I was actually recording and going to do that album after Cindy and a bunch of other people had insisted I do one. And, because as you guys know, I don't take myself seriously as an artist by any means.
Sometimes I want to hit him in the head for that.
But I went outside and went to lunch, and I came back and sat in the car and wrote that and just went in and said, hey, let's do this. And I didn't even know how it was going to sound. I just sat down and started playing it, and so there we had it.
Yeah. Yeah, you called me. You actually called me and said, listen to this. What do you think? And you just started just saying it as fast as you could. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're right. You were writing it right then and ran it by me. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
That was
It's a nice
awesome.
song. I like playing it because the first time we played it in the rehearsal, I was like, wow, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It'd be a good idea. Y'all see us messing with our phones here. If everybody just takes some time to share this programming on your Facebook, just go down there and hit the share button and invite your friends. You can share and invite and share and invite and share and invite and do like we do. We'll continue to build our audience up. And speaking of our audience, you don't necessarily see all the numbers because we're going across multiple platforms. You're only seeing on the platform on which you're observing. But at the end of every day, we usually have around 800-900 people watching us on Facebook.
That's right.
And we have, we don't even know how many people listening on radio, but we know from the IP addresses where some of them are coming through, we're able to pick up the IP addresses.
Yeah.
Addresses that we've added. We'll check in a few minutes, but we have people listening consistently in Russia and in Latvia and in several of the Central American countries and South American countries.
Yeah.
Asia, like the Philippines, Taiwan. India now has been showing up pretty regularly.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Ricky on the show if we could. Ricky Keeve, Cindy.
Oh, my goodness.
I'd love to
He
have
is
Ricky.
one of the
We've featured his
sweetest
stuff.
guys. Yes, I'll reach
And-
out to him.
and
He
he's
is one
a-
of the most talented.
Yeah, and he's a world talent, man. He got a Grammy
Yes.
this past year, right?
Year
Did
before
Ricky-
last.
Year before last.
Year
okay.
before last.
Yeah, he is a humanitarian, an excellent human being, and man,
Yes,
we
he
love
is.
Ricky. He's a good one, but
We
he's in
do.
India. Through the
Speaking
Grammys.
of- Right. Speaking of our Grammy friends, we have a Grammy friend that's going to be on next Friday.
Kelly.
Kelly Lewis with Boys and the Bees. She's going to be on, and we're going to play a couple of her songs from her new album
Yeah,
next week,
yeah.
which will be fun.
She's a sweet lady as well, and very
Yes.
talented. And so we're gonna have her on, and here in about 20 minutes we're gonna have the CEO of Operation Troop Aid on, and we'll be
Awesome.
talking.
Yeah.
That's Mark Woods, and we'll be talking with Mark about some of the work that these guys do, and we'll listen to Mark and talk about his testimony and things like that. So we're glad you stopped by here for Morning Sunshine.
Yeah,
and
we're just
spread a little sunshine on the way.
having some fun, having some laughs. Y'all come on, laugh with us.
Yeah, come on, laugh with us.
Why
Can't
is
hurt
my
nothing.
video froze up?
Yeah.
You know something,
Your
Frank?
phone
I'm
is
so
still
tired.
asleep.
I'm tired of trying to keep that phone that you broke last week operating. That's going to have to fall on your dead shoulders.
Oh, you broke your phone last week?
Yesterday calls me out about not having new music on here, and I can't help it if y'all keep requesting the same thing over and over. So y'all need to request something else. I can't help it if people request Wayfaring Stranger.
I'm glad they do. That is actually my single that's out at radio right now.
Well, that's
So
kind
I'm
of why
glad
we
for
were
you to play
playing it, but
Yeah.
Somebody calling in.
we got some
noise.
internal complaints about it.
That's Emily calling.
Oh, let's see what Emily's on want.
Yeah, see what Emily's got on her mind.
If I can figure out how to answer the phone. Hold on, I'll merge you in. Emily Hoop Healy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss
Good morning, Emily.
Hoopoli.
Are we on? Are we on the air?
Yes,
We are.
I have something that actually crosses over both shows.
Okay.
I just got an email from for
Trump.
everybody that knows that
Sorry.
we've discussed this case at length on our other programming, which is the case of William Morva, who was executed last night for murdering a security guard and a police officer. But I got an email from Eric Sutphin, his daughter, about how she has chosen to forgive William Morva and her work to do so, and how just her work and how she's forgiven him. And it's a very long email, but it's very beautiful, and I wanted to read
Okay.
one line from it. It's having lost my dad, I understand how truly precious and holy life is. I pray for God's love to me among us all as we
Amen.
wait to hear from the governor. So unfortunately, we know that her request wasn't answered favorably in our opinion, but I just thought it was a beautiful letter about how hard she worked to forgive him and then ended up pleading for his life. I think that's a true testament to God's love.
Yeah, forgiveness is a more powerful tool than you
It's
can imagine.
very powerful.
That's one of the things that even on the, and we won't get into it here, but even on my political stuff, I try to get people to look at forgiveness.
Forgiveness is
Because
very
forgiveness
powerful.
is so much more powerful than hate.
Yes.
Putting forgiveness on it, if you consider hate's the dark room, forgiveness is the light you switch on. There cannot come up with enough darkness to extinguish light.
There you go.
And I always tell people as well that, I pray for people and leaders that I don't necessarily like or want to be our leader, but yet I pray for them because I have found that, doing that, like Mark you said, prayer doesn't always change them, but it will always change you. And
Yeah.
it definitely impacts how I look at the world when I keep them in prayer.
Amen.
Mark, it's interesting that you bring up forgiveness because that was what was on my heart this morning. And very interesting, Emily, that you would call and share that. Last Sunday, my son Tyler came. He lives 3 hours away, but he came to our church to fill in the pulpit for our minister. And his message for the 4th of July for freedom was about forgiveness. And the thing that I believe that he believes also that keeps a lot of people from church or keeps a lot of people from coming to God is not understanding forgiveness. But God offers that forgiveness for all of us. And he one of the comments he made was that unforgiveness is like shackles. And he was talking about shackles. We think about shackles just, okay, put your arms together and your legs together. But shackles, in many instances, had blades in them. So they would keep you. You could not move. When you choose to have unforgiveness, when you choose to not forgive or accept that, you're putting yourself in shackles. So you need to forgive for you. And understand that God loves us and forgives us unconditionally. And he frees us from those shackles. And there's no better way to live than to live in that forgiveness.
Amen.
And it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Well,
it's absolutely worth it.
So here we are on Fun Friday,
Yes.
and we're having fun talking about.
I was going to say, thanks, Emily. Got to go. we got to get back to crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I forgive Emily for calling and throwing a big blanket on the deal this morning.
I'm glad you did, Emily. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you did too.
I had
I'm
to do
just.
it, Mark, because you got everybody riled up on your Facebook page, and I think we're going to have a humdinger of a show. So
I got him going, don't I?
Yeah, he really does.
I looked at it this morning, and I thought, oh, here we go, 3:30. Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's going to be interesting, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when I get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning and everybody's asleep, and my guilty conscience will let me wake Ricky up. And I don't want to call Frank because I don't want to listen to his nonsense, even though I know he's up.
Well,
I'm gonna start calling you at 4, Emily.
Oh, Emily, turn
Yeah,
your
you can go
phone
ahead and
off.
try, see how that works out for you.
Huh?
You can try. You can see how that works out for you.
Yeah, I had this old
You
buddy.
have reached Emily Hope. Please leave a message.
Yeah, I had this old friend. He's passed away now. I had an old friend. He was. I have a lot of old friends that are like in their, 80s, and
Yeah.
I've always liked old folks. I found them to be a wealth of knowledge and like a walking, living encyclopedia. But this was one of my old buddies, and he would call you at he'd call you at 4 o'clock. Like I do people nowadays.
Yeah.
That I've gotten old. So I called that. I called that joker at 3:30 one morning. He answers the phone, and he says, "Hello," and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're having a barbecue. Where are you?" 3 o'clock in the morning. Having a barbecue. O.H. Jones. That was his name. Oda Henry Jones.
Oda Henry.
Oda Henry. If Baird's on here, he knows O.H. well.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, good night. We've
Hey,
Emily just talks about executing people and stuff and how we're supposed to be forgiving, and
that's good.
right here on Fun Friday. So
Invite to that.
there's no way to joke your way through
Send me an
that
invite.
other than just say, "Well, thanks, Emily."
I was sharing somebody's testimony of forgiveness.
Well, here's a song by Cindy Hewlett. Kind of goes along with this, and then we'll come out of this with something completely insane. This song is called Reflections.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Autumn's in the morning breeze as it gently welcomes me. Time to reap from what's been sown. Celebrate the harvest grown. With gratefulness I must reflect and thank God for provisions met. He can take a tiny seed and provide for me all I'll ever need. I look back to yesterday, lessons learned along the way, patience, love, and honesty. These are now my legacy, and I know all good things take time. Roots will grow, 'cause the wind is gonna blow. Seasons come and seasons go, bountiful or harvest low. Even when the winter comes, love will grow from the seeds I sow.
folks, I'm Marty Raven of the country music group Shenandoah, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Radio Network on SGBN.
It's Ray Price.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe, I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry or touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why. Touch a leaf or see the sky, then I know why. I
Ray Price.
Nice song.
You know, there's times when I can listen to him, and he reminds me of Jerry Lewis as far as his singing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I should say Jerry Lewis probably sings a lot like Ray Price.
Well, yeah.
I don't get that, but I think maybe just the delivery. But to me, Ray kind of stands.
Well,
he kind of
stands by
stands alone, you
right?
know. That big old baritone voice coming out there, and I keep thinking about Jerry Lewis, Deutenheimen. You know?
Kind of authentic, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Cindy? Even Cindy had a laugh at that one.
I just sit back and listen to you guys and enjoy. Y'all are
Brought
so
back
funny.
a memory, didn't it?
Good
it
night.
Sure did. Those were the good old days.
Oh yeah, that's
sure.
when things were, they were a lot more cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you go back and watch this Dean Martin celebrity roast.
Yeah, they were clean, but now they come
Oh,
on.
it's
you be
funny.
like,
Puts you in the floor
wow.
laughing. You go.
Oh, they were.
Well, we were talking. I was talking to, I think it was Baird or somebody like that. One of my conservative friends, and we were talking about, and I don't care if it's political or not. I mean, it's not really political, but it's just a commentary. We see things said on television and in social media that when I was a kid would get you put in jail.
Thank you. They never talk the way they talk on social
media.
media.
No matter
on
what,
TV
no
either.
matter what you think
They
about
didn't
it,
do that.
when you start, and we saw it with the previous administration, and we see it with this administration, and what we really need to do is, if we are Christians, we need to act like Christians.
Yeah.
We need to act like people that are gentle and understanding and loving and kind until it's time to be. But again, I hear people say, "Well, Jesus went in and turned over the tables." Yeah, but they're not selling stuff in the storehouse, and we're not God.
Thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
How in
I
the
would-
name of the Prince of Peace do you go out and do all this kind of stuff?
I wouldn't be so worried about going to the jail behind this more than going in front of Ernest and Dorothy. My
Oh, yeah, when we were
parents.
kids? Oh, my God.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you
Let me
said
tell
some of
you.
this stuff, you couldn't go home.
Man, some of the stuff that these kids do, especially out in public, I would be like, boy, I would have never lived to see
No,
today.
he couldn't go. Like he said, he couldn't go home.
Yeah, your face would have been on the back of your head. You'd be walking backwards for the rest of your life.
Well, that is the truth.
You'd be walking backwards. You'd say, man, how did your ears get on your chest? My father knocked them down there.
Listen, it's 10 o'clock. It's time to go into our second hour. Do you have Mark's number? Or does he
No,
have
and we send him ours.
Is he going to call in? You sent it to him?
He said he's supposed to be calling in here.
Well, he may not be able to. I think I might still have Emily on there.
He
Emily,
might
are
have
you still
forgot,
there?
but he hadn't signed on either. So
Well,
we'll just roll without him.
Are
we'll
you
just
still there,
roll
Cindy?
without him.
Cindy, are you still there?
She,
I'm here.
Oh, okay,
I'm just
good.
listening.
she don't even know where
I'm
she
here.
is.
Okay. Mark messing with you now.
Yeah, she don't know where she
Well,
is.
go on and
Uh-oh.
squawk that rooster again, because Matt Dooley still hadn't showed up.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Matt. Somebody give Matt a
Yeah,
call.
somebody
You got
call
I
Matt's
think
number?
a lot of people are going out of town or going on vacations. What I think.
Matt
What's a
Dooley?
vacation?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's just for real.
Hey, get up!
Get up, Matt.
Thanks
Get
for
up!
waking up with us.
Woman, get up and start rattling them pots and pans. You ever notice how you call a guy man? You say, hey, man, and they gonna get mad. You say, hey, woman, they get mad. Now, why is that? Why is that, Cindy?
I don't know. They should.
How you doing this morning, woman? Start frying some bacon.
Did you forget who you were?
Get the dish down, clean that baby's hiney, and you know I can't stand nastiness.
Nastiness.
That's what she tells
How you
you
spell
once you get out
nasty?
that door. Get out that door and start making some bacon.
Yeah. Get out there and cut that wood.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Hi, Frank.
We are live from Virginia Beach, Virginia,
All day long.
and Lubbock, Texas.
Those of you who are listening to us across the world in other countries that don't speak English, just laugh when we do, everybody, and you'll be okay.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
Who?
The rooster did it.
Matt?
Oh, he's
Good morning, Matt.
He's
Okay,
alive.
look. Don't send the ransom money. He got loose. He escaped.
He's okay.
Matt had to have been kidnapped or something to miss the morning show. My goodness. Yeah. Call the FBI and tell him it's
Tell me he's alive.
Yeah, our greeter's here now. We got a good show coming
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, okay, we got to do it right.
I felt empty that first hour.
I did too. Matt wasn't here.
Heath ain't here either.
Heath ain't here.
Yeah, where's he?
Yeah.
Oh, Heath is probably just waiting on a call.
Well, when he logs on here and we see him come in, we'll know that's his sign.
How about Brother Baird? We haven't talked to him this week, have we? On this
Wonder
show.
what we could get Baird tore up about this morning.
There's something with Michael. Just talk about the Prince.
You want to talk about the Prince? All right, we're going to get Baird on the phone. He's always good for it. I like catching him when he's out of breath or something. He just walking to his car because he gets mad. I like it. Here we are. We're going to get Baird on the phone.
From Punta Gorda. What is it?
Punta Gorda.
Punta Gorda, Florida.
Good morning, sir.
Nick, you're on the air. It sounds as though we've caught you getting in the car or out of the car. What is it?
Getting out of the car.
Okay, you ought to stop. Okay. Could you quickly give us a weather report and then just hold on for dear life? Could you give us a weather report while you're working, or is that going to be inconvenient?
Weather report, sunshine with a few clouds.
Yeah.
40% chance of thunderstorms late today into early. Temperature at this current time at the Bell is 86 degrees.
Yeah.
At the Bell.
Somewhere around 87%.
Yeah, well, that's good news to know. How are your chickens?
Chickens are doing, one laid an egg and the other one's cackling.
Yeah? Well, all right then. I'm glad to know that all's good in Chickenville. And
He sounds professional this morning.
He
now.
does.
he's got people watching him.
Oh, okay.
He's got people listening.
Oh, okay.
Rick's got him. I mean, Nick's in retirement, got him a little side gig, and he does delivery stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he's outside gigging this morning.
Oh, okay.
Side-
You got to watch Nick Baird.
Two of my chickens are scratching them, and they're anxious to get another egg laid.
I got you. Say hello to Cindy Hewlett, who's on the phone with us.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Cindy. Top of the morning to you.
How are
Nick,
you? Great to hear from you.
we're working on putting together a cult, and we'd like for you to help us with the name of it. So
What would
we're
you
going to
call
try
it?
to catch. There's a solar eclipse coming. Don't know if we got time to get our cult together by that. But we're going to try to catch the next comet and see if we can.
Okay.
See if we can't get everybody to
What do
give
you
us
think
their
a
money.
good name would be, Nick?
What'd you say, sir?
What would be the good name for our for our cult? We're going to start where we catch the next comet.
You know, I'd have to think about that for a minute. I really don't have anything off the top of my head. But I'll go with whatever you say because we need one.
You say, Nick, we need one.
And disclaimer, we are joking.
No, we're not really doing that, Nick.
No, we don't really need a cult, I don't reckon, but it'd be kind of fun to do one. Just watch people jump up and down.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And go live while
Yeah.
we're watching it, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's
Get
do
excited
that.
about it for sure.
Huh?
Yeah, they would get excited about it for sure.
So what's on your agenda for today, Nick?
Well, sir, I will deliver a few poems today for one of the finest companies in the world.
Okay.
Hopefully by the end of the day, I'll be on with Mark later with One Hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to all the good things. I know this is not a political show this morning.
Yep. So we don't talk politics here.
No.
No, we just praise the Lord, and that's really where it's at.
Yes, the only leadership we recognize here is the King of Kings. That's the only one.
Amen.
King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
Amen.
That's it.
Have we got Pastor Bubba on this morning?
No, Pastor Bubba is up cooking for the Rubicon folks up in Richmond. And
okay.
Yeah, he's doing.
He's done skipped the last 2 days.
That's
Shame because you're subject to the show's subject to run off the rail.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been actually kind of subtle this morning. We haven't really gotten fired up. Emily called and threw a big old wet blanket on us. We were having fun and laughing and stuff, and Emily calls, I want to reach you this email that I got from this girl whose daddy was killed by a guy who died with lethal injection last night. It really was a sweet letter. But you know, when you're trying to cut up and have fun and somebody comes in, it's like you hear you hear wah, wah, wah.
You start losing altitude.
Yeah, you go, now how do you laugh your way out of that? Okay.
That's hard.
You know, it's like yesterday. You should have heard the scorn I got when I asked Emily were they going to do the execution on pay-per-view, and I didn't mean anything by it. I just acted crazy.
Believe
That's
me.
like, I'm telling you, that's like if we, you know, if somebody really wanted to get after it, I've been thinking all along, seriously, if we wanted to like pick out somebody we need to invade, you know, like we want to take on Iraq or North Korea or something, just do it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And the 66 million people that voted for Trump, everybody'd be in for $120 for that, so that'll pay for it. And then you sign up to get the extra package where you get helmet cam. You know, so like you could tune into the helmet cam and the live mics and stuff. Man, you could fund that war, and I mean, it'd be quick to fund a war now, wouldn't it? Everybody'd have a heck of a time.
Could nobody think of that?
Run 24/7.
That's exactly right.
And then have, huh?
It would be quick to fund it, and then it would be overpicked.
It what?
It would be quick to fund it that way, but war would be over quick.
No, they'd stretch it on out then because they
they
get
would
more
scratch it.
revenue.
They
They'd
would
stretch it
scratch
on
it.
out so they get more revenues. I don't know. It's craziness, isn't it? I'm thinking, couldn't we auction off one aircraft carrier and raise some money?
Say just one, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Sydney's not saying a word. She has done backed off.
We're just laughing.
I know.
I was thinking about
They just about wore me out.
we're
Nick,
talking about funny, huh?
I know, and you guys have worn me out this week.
Oh, it's been. I come out of here. I can't really walk. I've been laughing so much.
My laugh meter is just It's been kissing 10 all week.
You know, yesterday you were talking about funny things in church, and I started to get one in. We did something else. I was going to tell you one about Robbie when Robbie was about 4.
Uh-huh.
And this will kind of combine a couple of topics that we've left out the last couple of days. So Robbie said he needed to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So he comes back in right in the middle of the doxology with his pants around his ankles, walking up the aisle. Hey, Dad, can you wipe my butt? That's a true story.
It's funny to us. There's not any parent that doesn't have this story. Since Friday. There's no parent that doesn't have that story of, come watch.
You know how in every
family has that story.
Exactly. And if Robbie's listening, we know that we can't see your face, but I know we can't see your red face.
When and every church has got when I was a kid that you went to, they had that one woman that sung alto at about 80 decibels higher than everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? She just running an alto line, a monotone. Well, the song of the unbreakable by and by. And this one, I'm not going to say her. I'm not going to say her last name. I'm going to say Miss Irma. All right?
Okay.
That was her real name, Miss Irma. And honest to goodness, Miss Irma was built like an AMC Pacer.
Put a bumper on it and roll it on.
She's walking across the parking lot one time. That's back in the early 70s. She's walking across the parking lot getting out of her car. She had on a gray skirt and a black top. I thought it was a two-tone Pacer.
Well, if it was gray, here come the elephants. Oh, excuse me.
Stop yourself.
Okay.
So look, Miss Irma's in front of me, and when she stood up, her body was trying to eat her skirt. Okay?
That brings a whole different dimension to Pac-Man.
So look. Look here. Look here, Ricky.
What'd you say?
Her
body was trying to eat her skirt.
Yeah, look. So look, it was bothering me. She was right in front of me. It was bothering me, and you couldn't miss it because it was as big as a Roadmaster Buick, and so I reached up here like this and pulled it out, and my mom smacked me in the back of the head. So I took my hand like this and put it back.
You say you put it back?
Well, yeah. What was I going to do?
My God. Oh, my God.
The enemy's taunt, day after day, caused terror and fear. He wouldn't go away. A small warrior named David, who slayed a lion and a bear, picked up a stone and silenced the air. Odds were against him with only his sleep. Through the whisper of a warrior, deliverance came. An only future king for the country to see, soon to become Saul's enemy. Forced to flee, live in fear and strife. Give him the chance, David spared Saul's life. After a while, set free from his foe, the whisper of this warrior led him home. He wraps his arms around them, sets her feet on solid ground. When the enemy taunts day after day, God be my strength. Hear a whisper warrior praise. Whisper of a warrior. Hear the whisper of a warrior. Whisper of a warrior. Hear the whisper of a warrior. The whisper of a warrior.
That was Cindy Hewlett, Whisper of a Warrior. Ricky's still dying over here.
Oh,
Ricky's,
gosh.
They've relived that experience I just shared.
Oh, my God.
What is Poe?
And Frank and,
Is that like
and
police?
Mark and I were talking. We were talking the other day about these fidget spinners.
Yeah.
And church is the perfect place to talk about that because my dad was the preacher of this church. So I'm telling you what, we had to sit and Mark, your dad was too. So we had to sit so still when we were kids, and I mean our mother would pinch us and say, "Quit fidgeting." And now they take and give kids fidgets.
Yeah.
fidget
Yeah,
things.
just to keep their minds occupied other than listening to that word.
Yes. And so it was completely different than what it was for us. We
Well,
were
you got just as many adults sitting in that church pew now with cell phones.
Yeah, and everything because
iPads.
When we were kids, boy, my father, he had them big old thick fingers. He caught you not paying attention, he would thump my brother, and all four of us would feel it because he had 5 boys. He'd hit one, boom, it just went down the line. We all be holding our head with that. What was that for?
Sound like Sarge, right?
I was bad about smuggling Hot Wheels into church.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, and buzzing them across those old oak benches.
Man, I better not take a toy in church, boy.
Oh, Lord, I got my rear end tore all to pieces in front of a passing train. With my pants pulled down.
Because my mama,
You went to the woodshed.
Oh, no, I went right out in the yard, right out by the railroad track in Quinamont, West Virginia, right outside the Quinamont Baptist Church. And the passenger train going by, and Dad's got my pants down around my knees, busted my rear end, and then went back in and finished the sermon. That's a true story. He stopped right in the middle of the sermon, took me outside, and busted my rear end, and came back
Doggone
in.
right, that's the way pants wear. Well, you could be in school acting up, and you look up, and there's your dad looking in the classroom window. You'd be like, I'm dead.
Oh, let's see who we got here.
Uh-oh, who is that?
Grasshopper
Marshall Johnson
is calling for
One Hat, where your opinion matters.
Well, hold on, we're on the wrong line.
to accept. Press 1. To send the voicemail, press 2. To hear the phone number, press...
I can't get to it. Okay, I'm back. Let me get Cindy back on the phone. Calling in on the wrong line, but it's all right. So anyhow, I'm back. You back, Cindy?
I'm back.
All right.
Matt Dooley sent you a picture text, I guess. I'm glad Matt Dooley showed up. I was getting worried.
Yeah, and we were worried about you, bro. We didn't know what was going on. He said he sent a text. He said he didn't get home. He didn't go to bed till 3.
Oh, everybody's sleeping late. I don't
About what
blame
time
you.
I went to bed and got up at 4.
Yeah, you two don't never sleep. I mean, I think y'all run by. Oh no,
Matt, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
you really should.
You're gonna get Ricky. You're gonna put Ricky in the hospital sending that kind of stuff.
Because I think I know what got him started on that. I'm sorry for even mentioning that, Matt. I really am. That's what put you on that.
That's the first time we've played Whisper of a Warrior, and Cindy's been asking me to play that for about 2 weeks.
That was a good song.
Well, I know it's a good song, but her single right now is the other one, so.
Is Wayfaring Stranger.
Wayfaring Stranger, that's why I
But
was
we
kinda-
played enough of me today. We don't need any more.
Yeah.
Me. We need to play Kinsey and
No, I love to hear you sing, Cindy. I mean, Cindy, I
thank
really
you.
do. I really do. Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you.
Here's Demetrius Stallings.
Oh, that's my girl there.
With a song called Just Around the Bend.
just if you care. There's a price you pay when you don't use caution, but it's not the end. Oh no, it's not the end. Oh, somehow I'm gonna keep moving, though it feels like I'm losing. The game's not over yet. I ain't done now, don't count me out. I'm gonna be patient, 'cause I know joy is waiting. Joy's around the bend. Yes it is. Oh, yes it is. Just around the bend. The storm is coming, that won't stop me coming. I'm gonna keep on running till the end. Hear just what I'm saying. I know the price I'm paying, but I know joy is waiting around the bend. I'm pressing on. Yes, I'm pressing on now. I'm gonna keep moving. Oh, the game's not over yet. No, I ain't done now. I ain't done now. Gonna be patient. Gonna be patient. Joy is waiting. Just around the bend. I'm pressing on. Oh, somehow I gotta keep moving, though it feels like I'm losing the game. No, it's not over for me. I ain't done now. Do not count me out. I'm gonna be patient. Just around the bend. Yeah, I'm coming out. Just around the
That old girl can sing.
Yes,
Yeah.
she can sing.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
I just looked at Kenzie's numbers on that Star Spangled Banner post.
yeah.
She went over 100,000 today.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I saw where BJ almost
he
a
hit
million.
$1 million today.
He did.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, he just went
speaking
over
of
$1 million.
speaking of Kenzie has a power hour here on SGBN every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m.
That's right.
and 7 p.m.
And here's Kenzie with her rendition of Desperado.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Yeah, your heart won, but I know you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy? She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. And it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can get. Desperado, no, you ain't getting any younger. Your pain and your hunger
There's another one that can sing, boy. I ain't kidding you.
Yeah, buddy. She did an awesome job.
She likes to, Kinsey, when she does that song, she sets it up with the story of the prodigal son.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I think it is. Kinsey is a special young lady.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, we've laid back on pushing Kinsey when she started, when she was just a kid.
Yeah.
10. Now she's 13.
Wow.
But she's actually been singing all of her life. I started working with her when she was 10.
Yeah, she really did start. You can find video of her.
Yeah, there's video of her when she was, you know, just little. But I started working with her when she was 10.
Okay.
And but she's 13 now, and she's old enough to know this is what she wants to do. So we're getting ready to pour the coal to it because
that's good.
You know, she's old enough to know.
Yeah. And
old enough to understand. But you know, the one thing I wanted to do, having been a kid that kind of gave up their childhood to go out and do music and stuff.
Yeah.
I always am considerate of that. Spoke about that with her family, grandparents, parents, everybody. Spoke about it with Kinsey. You know, because you never know, a child may have a musical gift, but they want to go out and be an attorney or
they want to be
a veterinarian. Who knows?
Yeah.
And you know, that this is what I think she was placed here to do, and I think she's. At the age now for us to start pushing in behind her and making this come to pass for her. She's ready. She's seasoned. She's no veteran now.
Yeah, she's got her feet wet. She done paid some
veteran.
dues.
Yeah, she's ready to go. And so we'll be with Kinsey up in the Lakeside Sandusky area of Ohio, right there on Lake Erie.
Yeah.
At a big theater on the 20th of July. The road trip.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Thursday.
What are we going to do here?
We're going to broadcast from the road.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, cool. We're going to set the camera up and be right there in the car going down the road.
Right there in the car. Rolling.
Oh, very good. And you taking a band with y'all or what?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Ricky's going to be thumping the tubs and I'm going to be mashing the keys. And we'll get you playing a tambourine or something if you want to go and be part of the band.
Tambourine?
Frank has trouble playing the radio. Look at me, game play his phone.
He can't even play his phone.
It's been frozen here. I wish you all could see this picture. It looks like I'm handing you a check or you're handing me my last check.
Yeah.
But it's been frozen for the past hour.
But you're still getting the feed?
But I'm still getting the feed.
Well, who cares?
Matt said he can play soccer spoons or play spoons.
Yeah. With me and Matt both in the car, we'd have to cross the scales when we go across the state line.
Can you believe they pulled Neil McCoy over last night at the scales? They pulled Neil McCoy over at the scales last night with his bus. Made him unload the whole bus and trailer.
Why?
Because one of the axles in the rear was holding too much weight.
One of the axles
at
in the
Montana and Wyoming border.
Yeah.
Wow, they're really stringent about that.
I guess they are there.
Yeah, see, me and Matt can't ride in the same car and go to Montana. We get a ticket for sure.
How about a word with our sponsors? There's Heath. Everybody been hollering about Heath.
Heath. Give us a call.
I said, Heath, you
don't call on that. Let me say something about this number too. By the way, those of you that have at one time had the 888, the toll free number, we no longer take calls that are not invited or scheduled on the show because we have had people call 18, 19 times during the program, get online, take up all the time, start talking about stuff that's not in our wheelhouse and stuff we don't want to put on the air, and so we just put a stop to it. And we don't even take calls really in the afternoon unless they're scheduled because it was getting abused, so we just stopped it. Now, if we have a scheduled call like a while ago, it's scheduled. We don't even take calls on One Hat unless it's people, on Smallest Gifts, unless it's people that we have scheduled to call. And that's why I answered it a while ago is because I thought that would have been Mark Woods calling in on the toll-free line.
Right.
But
well, while you're waiting on Heath, how about a word for our sponsors? I know Cindy got a couple of them down there too, right?
We do. Overhead door. If you need any work done on your garage doors, anything, repairs or new ones, they are just fantastic people. Moyer's Sound Solution, who they put in sound system, churches, schools. They are just the best in the nation.
Amen.
and others too that will.
Do they all travel?
Mentioning. Do they travel?
Yeah, I've got a garage
says.
door. It's just disassembled. I need to
overhead?
put together and put up.
Unfortunately, they don't. And then we have Dicart in your neck of the woods.
Oh, I guess they would travel for the right fee.
For the right money.
For the right money, they'd probably come on out and fix your door for you.
Sure will.
$7,000-8,000.
Ricky, go into the sanctuary to get them plates.
Yeah, we'll start passing the plates here. That's what we ought to do. Is like a virtual offering. We could put an offering plate out here on the table, and then like have a PayPal thing set right above the plate, so it would give you the feeling and the joy you get from putting your offering
the
in there.
ambiance. Yeah.
I'm sitting back and I'm listening to your laughter, and I love listening to Mark and Ricky laugh. And I think we need to bottle that and record it and let that be. Add that as a wake-up call for us in the morning. I would love
that. Would be a controlled substance. You'd have to sell it behind the counter at the pharmacy. You get too much of that stuff, you wrap your car.
What'd you say? A controlled substance.
Yeah, it'd be a controlled substance. You get too much of that, you'd wreck your car. There'd be a disclaimer on it.
That would be a great way to wake up in the morning and hear that.
It would be.
We could make a fortune, guys.
Frank and I had a thought about how to make money a long time ago when we first started figuring out how to do digital multi-track recording, and I was thinking about making those subliminal tapes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The subliminal tapes.
And
I was thinking, like do one for weight loss.
Okay.
Like, and you hear the sea shell, because all it was would be like sea waves.
Yeah.
Little seagulls chirping.
And if you've ever listened to one of those things, you're sitting there trying to listen to see if they're saying something, right?
Yeah.
And have it real faint in the background. Look at yourself. How'd you ever get so fat?
Stay away from that refrigerator.
Yeah.
Don't eat that ice cream.
You're big, large.
You're big, large. How did you get so fat?
Don't eat that whole pizza.
Yeah. You can have some cake, just don't eat the whole cake. You know, and have that embedded in the thing.
And some cake.
Look at yourself.
And some cake doesn't mean 12 slices.
Yeah, right. My sister, I hope she's listening. Jackie go on a diet.
You gonna get us
she'd eat 4 heads of lettuce and 5 quarts of mayonnaise.
That's terrible.
We've all done it. I mean, we've all done it. You think? And I thought, did you ever look at a gorilla?
A gorilla?
A gorilla. Did you ever look at a gorilla?
I thought you said a gorilla.
I mean, stomach all hanging out and all that kind of stuff. Don't eat nothing but salad. I mean, why in the world people keep eating salad? Think they're going to lose weight? You go to a buffet, go to salad bar, and they see not the fat people at the salad bar.
Oh man, you going
like
to
me?
You going to a was it Golden Corral?
That was on my mind this morning.
It probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Man, I got to plug Roosters again out here on Northampton Boulevard. I went down there and I didn't know what I wanted to eat, so I just said, "Well, give me this skillet." And I came out. It was a skillet. It looked like a frying pan my mom made cornbread in, and it was full. I mean, y'all know how much it takes to get me skunked on a plate where I don't finish it?
Yeah.
I couldn't get but about half of this thing.
And what was on it?
It was like whatever they had left over from yesterday. They throwed it in that skillet and put 3 eggs on top of it.
Oh, man.
I couldn't eat it. It was good, too.
Good morning, Debbie Vic.
You had a
been on my
leftover
heart
heap
lately. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Julius.
Julius. Hello, sweetheart.
Now, what did you say?
The same stuff he does.
Go ahead, Frank.
CC. Oui.
He come on with some Mexican and French.
I told you what he said like speaking French, remember?
No, what was it?
Trace beans, Sivu's plate. Mercy Balcott there, Garson.
How do you spell that?
Well, instead of Trace beans, Sivu's plate, it's Trace beans, Sivu's plate.
The aliens are for real because
you should have seen him trying to read the word hors d'oeuvres. It came out horse ovaries.
Horse ovaries.
Oh my God! Yeah, he's on the phone.
I wish he'd call us. I wish he'd call us.
Oh my God!
I really do. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Oh, silly.
Here goes the Fairfield 4. We'll tell them the story about the Fairfield 4 in a little while, Frank. Right after this.
It says you're a barber man. Say hello to you. Alma said that.
Oh, hello, barber man. I see Dick McVeigh dropped in. The guy who took me to Nashville. I don't know if I need to thank him or whip him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can kind of lean toward both sides, can't you? Just a little bit.
He's a champion of a guy, man.
Now the
he's one of the best.
He's the person that took you to Nashville the first time you went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking all over Fairfield 4, but they ain't got no band. I want to do what's always
that boy got a bass voice. Always true. God, listen to them bass notes. Listen to them bass notes. That boy, that's doo-doo bottom.
That's the Fairfield 4, and there's 5 of them.
Wow. There's 5 guys, but they come out as 4. It's like saying I live on the 5th floor.
Watch this right here.
Anything like that, I didn't think a human voice could get that low.
Listen to that. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, man, that boy got some bass notes on him.
Ain't that cool? You got it going, Rick.
I'm so used to listening to bass.
All right, here's the story about the Fairfield 4. You ready, Frank?
I'm ready.
All right, so Tommy, what's his name, who was the cameraman for Channel 4 in Nashville, and the girl who was the weather girl came to me and Frank. They said, we want to talk to you about recording the Fairfield 4. I said, what's a Fairfield 4? I'm like, I don't know. Well, it's these 5 black guys that have been singing since like the 1930s, and they want to do a recording. And I'm saying, and this affects me how? You know, because I'm trying to make, I'm young. I'm 29. I know everything. You know, I'm the smartest person in the world. 29. Well, we took a pass. About 8 months later, all over network television, the Fairfield 4 has been inducted into the Smithsonian Institution as a national treasure.
Fact.
Music Hall of Fame, everything.
Grammy. Them boys got some amazing voices. Their voices are amazing. I didn't think a human could sing a bass.
Well, you know, when we did the group Shenandoah down at the Pungo Airport,
Yes.
Isn't that when they brought the Tuskegee Airmen out there?
No.
Or was that Charlie
That's
Daniels?
what Charlie Daniels
Charlie
was there.
Daniels.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was okay. It never impressed me until I read about them.
Yeah, my dad was a Tuskegee Airman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I read the history on them fellas.
Yeah, my brother would, if we could find him.
My dad was a Muskogee truck driver.
Muskogee.
Tuskegee Airman, Muskogee truck driver. Well, what's the difference?
Boy, how can you say that stuff with such a straight face?
We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee.
I'm gonna tell you, you can look at this guy, he can say this stuff. Just like a little while ago when he said, I put it back. And he said it with such a straight face.
I just put it back.
Oh my gosh.
Ricky's
Oh my
hurt.
God.
Look at him.
Man, I've got.
Who needs alcohol?
I don't need it. All I need a cigar with this guy.
I haven't even had a cigar yet this morning.
Oh, the ones he smoked, that they leave a lasting effect. Oh my God!
He's got a 24-hour effect on
him. Just overnight. Oh my God!
Well, so
Cindy,
I can't even think of anything to talk about. I've laughed so much; it's just nuts.
Man. Cindy needs to talk about something.
Well, I'm just listening. Y'all are
Or
entertaining
let's talk
me,
about
that's
Bubba.
for
Are we entertaining you, Cindy?
Oh, yes, sure. And I think we're all tired. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired. This has been a long week.
I got an idea.
Let's talk about Bubba and Bubette.
Let's don't talk about Bubba and Bubette. I think he got a little bit of the chapped butt the
Oh,
last
no,
time
he
we
didn't.
did.
What little bit is there? Yeah,
I think you need a little.
back.
I think you need a little cornstarch after we did that the last time, trying to set him up for the big proposition.
Well, that did take it back a little bit.
Y'all spread him out like peanut butter, boy. They put him on blast.
I put him on blast.
For real.
Then we got him right here in between us, right?
Yeah.
You know what? The thing of it is Bubba will sit right here, take it, and then get you back from the pulpit where you can't
sure
answer.
will.
He'll just bust you, get right up in your face. I mean, call you right out,
He
dude.
gets you where he know you
you
cannot
can't
strike
defend
back.
yourself. You cannot defend yourself. They get up there and just call you out.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Catch you messing with your phone and say, won't you tell us what the Lord's done good for you, Mark?
Oh, no, don't you say the end of that. You know that story, don't you, Cindy?
I do know that.
Yeah. That's why I told him, don't you end that story. Oh, my God.
I was thinking about how funny it'd be somebody, you know how you got the ringtones on your phone?
Yeah.
Be sitting in church and your phone go off and you got a ringtone of like AC/DC. Highway to hell!
I bet it's happened.
It probably happened.
Wouldn't that be great?
It probably, hey, it
Be
probably
sitting in
has
church
happened.
and it just go off. Ronnie takes me up. Highway!
Or somebody
Something else that's hilarious is when the little kids want to sit in church and then they behave so badly and the things they say going out. We can do a whole show on that. That's
my goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh, kids are great.
Oh, gosh. That old boy Delbert Parker I told you about said hell was a cuss word. Mom asked one day in primary school, said, a primary church class, said, how many of you want to go to heaven? Everybody except Delbert raised her hand, and she said, well, Delbert, don't you want to go to heaven? She said, my mama said I had to go right home after church. He was serious.
Wait a minute.
That's what happens when you marry your cousin.
He thought he was going right then.
Yeah.
He said, my mama said I got to go home after church.
Yeah, we learned about Andy today in church. Huh? Andy walks with me. Andy talks with me.
Yes. Or like a little boy yesterday, or the Sunday school teacher was warning the kids they needed to be quiet. And she said, why do we need to be quiet? And they said, because they're all asleep. Yep. Not when Bubba preaches though. He doesn't
Oh no!
sleep.
Oh no!
Oh no! If you nod off, I promise he's gonna call your name.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you.
I've never tried. I'm too scared. Plus, it's entertaining watching him do it to other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Hank
you.
Edwards put on here.
What he put?
He catch you sleeping.
What
there,
Hank
buddy.
right?
Let that ringtone go off, and revival might break out. The deacons and pastor would get saved.
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you a funny story. Let me tell you a funny story about Flip Gregory.
That's great, Hank.
I wish Flip were on this morning. Flip was playing the drums. He might be the worst drummer that's ever tried to play in a band because he's a bass player and not a very good bass player.
Okay.
But he's playing the drums, and you know anybody in the Pentecostal church thinks they're a drummer.
Yeah.
You know, so we're playing for what did you call it? Camp meeting.
Yeah.
And a big old like a beetle. He had his pants tucked down top of his cowboy boots that wouldn't hook on his kick pedal.
Okay.
A big old beetle walked up his boot, and I'm sitting there looking at it go up his boot, went down in his boot. All of a sudden, he come up over the drums and knocked him over. Something's got me! Something's got me! And next thing you know, Pentecost breaks out. You got one beating him in the back, hollering, "Hold on!" And another beating him in the front, saying, "Turn loose!" And a shouting spell broke out. Old sister was singing one time at a funeral. True story. She had on those beehive Vestal Goodman hairdos, you know. Had it come up here, looked like on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You know,
Maggie Simpson.
Yeah, had that kind of a hairdo going on. And a bee came in, got in her hair, and she started running, thrashing that hair at the funeral. And everybody thought she'd done got a dose too. She started running, and next thing you know, it cut like
They better not ever let me see that.
yeah, old Flip was.
Don't let me see that, boy.
Flip was preaching one time, and the guy. Flip was preaching one time, and the guy was sitting on the front row, and Flip all got fired up, whatever he was talking about, and he reached down and grabbed this old boy and shook him by the leg, like Bubba will do.
Yeah, yeah.
And his prosthetic leg fell right off. And, true story, man. Scared him half to death.
How about when a guy hooked old Hank Snow's wig up to the opera?
Oh, yeah. Not at the opera. It was Hank's, I think it was Buddy Spiker hit Hank Snow's
His
toupee.
toupee?
It caught it on the end of his boat. He's just all hunkered down there.
He's trying to get his trying to get his group.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want to make some money, I'd like to have the toupee cleaning concession at the opera. I'd like to be the vendor for that.
No, what we need
have
to
a
stop.
cart, just go around.
No, we need
brush
a
'em.
weave cleaning. That's what we should do. We should clean weaves.
I was thinking about opening up a pizza restaurant and cook them and take them right to people's house.
That would be a good idea.
What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We should have a weave cleaning service.
It's a good time for Brown, isn't it? T. Graham Brown with a special guest, the Oak Ridge Boys.
There's truth in the love, yeah, that's right. I know he said to the blind man, open your eyes and see. And I know he said to the lame man, stand up and follow me. I know that he walked on the water. He said, look what faith will do. Turn the water into wine, and then he fed all the multitude. How do you know? I know by the way I feel. How do you know? I know 'cause the joy is real. How do you know? I know 'cause I've been set free, and there's truth in the love he gave to me. I didn't get it at Sunday school when they tried to put the fear in me, talking about fire and brimstone and burning in eternity. I didn't get it when they came knocking, insisting on witnessing me. And I sure didn't get it from a TV preacher trying to get all my money. How do you know? I just know by the way I feel. How do you know? I just know 'cause the joy is real. How do you know? I just know 'cause I've been set free, and there's truth in the love you gave to me. on, look around. An honest evaluation. Yeah, he's a friend I know in any situation. Oh, I bet you can't beat that. What a real good new best friend I got. There's truth in the love. You know I believe there's truth in the love. Lord have mercy. He made it easy enough, I do believe, to get it all together. Gave you the right to do wrong. He gave you sense enough to know better. Said he'd never ever force his will on you. He might lay down a heavy suggestion, but it's got to be your move. How do you know? I know by the way I feel. How do you know? I just know cause the joy is real. How do you know? Okay. I just know cause I've been set free. And there's truth in the love you gave to me. I know. I found the truth in the love affair with my Jesus. How do you know? I got him on the main line, talking it over. How do you know? I said me and my Lord are taking care of business. How do you know? Well, I know that there's truth in the love you gave to me.
Them boys, they don't be joking in the studio. They going in, dude. They lay it down.
Thank God for long songs.
You're right.
Me and Ricky were in a tight.
We was walking real funny.
We were in a tight. That's the longest I've ever walked on my heels. Tiptoe through the tulips.
I'm gonna tell you.
Too many bottles of water, too many cups of coffee.
Amen. And that stuff would come rushing. Here we go.
I couldn't take one more song about the river. I could.
Mac talking about, so y'all can compose yourselves, huh?
I don't care if it does make Frank mad or not. I'm playing Jeff Seidel, The Outlaw. I've had 3 requests for him.
Okay.
Some say he was an outlaw, that he roamed across the land with a band of unschooled ruffians and a few old fishermen. No one knew just where he came from or exactly what he'd done, but they said it must be something bad that kept him on the run. Some say he was a poet, that he'd stand upon the hill, that his voice could calm an angry crowd or make the waves stand still, that he spoke in many parables that few could understand, but the people sat for hours just to listen to this man. Some say he was a sorcerer, a man of mystery. He could walk upon the water, he could make a blind man see, that he conjured wine at weddings and did tricks with fish and bread, that he talked of being born again and raised people who spoke of being free. He was followed by the masses on the shores of Galilee. He spoke out against corruption, and he bowed to no decree. And they feared his strength and power, so they nailed him to a tree. Some say he was the Son of God, a man above all men, that he came to be a servant and to set us free from sin. And that's who I believe he is, 'cause that's who I believe. And I think we should get ready, 'cause it's time for us to leave.
That's a very nice song.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm wore out.
I am too.
That's all the fun I can have in 2 hours.
Yeah, my laugh meter's just busted.
Cindy, you got anything?
No, I just want everybody to have a great weekend. I've got to go out and get some new material. I've got to go out.
My birthday is Sunday.
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah, you got to have some
Your
Stranger Than
birthday.
Fiction or something, because I'll start telling these true stories and keep everybody tied up for 2 hours.
You sure will.
Ricky, did you say your birthday is Sunday?
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
sing to Ricky. Let's sing.
Today's Casey's birthday, so let me tell you, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Casey.
Michael's birthday's on the 9th also.
Yeah, Sunday's my
Well,
birthday.
let's sing happy birthday. Are you going to help me, Mark?
Yeah. Which we'll be behind. Go ahead. Here we go.
Well, no, don't tell me.
I'll sing my
I'll
part,
follow
and you sing your part. Happy birthday
sing.
to you.
To you. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to Michael and Ricky and Casey and everybody else's birthdays in July this week.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And many more.
Now you get Social Security now, right?
Just about.
Ricky's 1 more year away from getting free money.
Thanks for waking up with us.
If he can hold on for 1 more year.
1 more year. If all my parts stay, keep
I don't
working.
care if I hear from any of y'all again until Monday. I'm so sick of this. I'm so tired this morning. Actually, we've had a ball. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for waking up with us. Stupid rooster.
He got mad out of that bed finally.
There's Starshine right there on the phone. Well, we got a problem. I can't get the radio to hang up, so I'll try again here. Okay, we're off the radio. Good night. Let me close this off with you.